Coming up next on This Week in Torrance, school may be out, but come fall, students may be taking their classes outside of the classroom. We'll bring you the details. Then we'll show you how high school football coaches are helping to prevent head injuries in players. And we'll take you to a lunch with our leaders to learn about the county's economy. Plus, if you're expecting, you can expect to find medical support at this community clinic. These stories and much more just seconds away. Your local news starts right now. Hello, everybody, and welcome to This Week in Torrance. I'm Ben McCain. Here are your top stories. There's good news finally coming out of the real estate market in Southern California. According to recent estimates, home sales increased more than 20% in May. LA County saw sales rise even higher to 23.5%. Market tracker Data Quick says they attribute the increase to higher demand and a drop in the number of distressed properties. But the majority of home buyers are not first-time buyers. Investors and second home purchasers account for the majority of sales. And although foreclosure rates are down from their peak, they are still much higher than historical standards. Data Quick says the report shows a brighter real estate picture, but one still on the mend. Here are some highlights from the most recent City Council meeting. The Friends of the Torrance Library donated more than $77,000 to the Torrance Public Library System. The group announced that the donation would go towards the library's homework assistance help, adult programming at the library, and also towards the launch of an e-book service. Council announced appointments to various city commissions. Commissioners were named to the Cable TV Advisory Board, Commission on Aging, Cultural Arts Commission, Environmental Quality and Energy Conservation Commission, and the Traffic Commission. Council and members of the public discussed the city's community engagement system, which covers the city's communication with residents. Council is considering a new signage system in different city lobbies and key locations around Torrance. The LED signs would notify the public of citywide events, parking changes, and transit information. The signs would also become part of the emergency notification system. Council decided to revisit design and the cost of signage for different parts of the city separately and at a future meeting. At that time, they will also discuss the possible redesign of the city's website. They did move forward with new signs for the city's permit center. These LED signs will help with appointment management and information. They will also offer a self-service option. The Arts Council of Torrance recently held its annual Arts Awards to recognize some talented graduating high school seniors. The council's mission is to encourage the growth and appreciation for the cultural arts. Reporter Maudette Lewis takes us to the presentation.
An arts competition was conducted in late March, and the Arts Council honored winners here at the Doubletree Hotel. The council awarded 9 scholarships to students who each represented a different artistic field. Wong Young Yu from West High was recognized for his visual arts. His piece is a portrait of things he loves, including snails, and a depiction of light to represent his mood.
The light and the dark contrast of the warm and cold colors is supposed to give the feel of who I am as like a human being, where we could be sometimes very warm and happy, and sometimes we could be really cold, like metal.
Sydney Strong of Torrance High was only recently introduced to ceramics and was thrilled with her victory.
I was really excited to get the nomination because it's only my first year in the ceramics class, and there are many students who are in their second year. And I was just excited to know that my teacher thought I was doing well in the class.
Councilman Bill Sutherland also attended the event and praised the students for their hard work. He says each student is making a profound difference in the city and the nation as a whole.
Look at the grades these children have got. Look at what they're doing. Look at all the extra effort they're doing. Look at the change they're going to make in this world in 10, 15, 20 years.
Students also showcased their talent through performance, which included music, dance, and poetry. Overall, 60 students participated and all 8 high schools in Torrance were represented. Students are selected by retired Principal John O'Brien and judged by a 4-member panel. For This Week in Torrance, I'm Maudette Lewis.
Thank you, Maudette. Funding for the awards comes from public support. For more information, visit artscounciloftorrance.org. Well, the city recently held 3 events in one at the City Yard. Reporter Maudette Lewis takes us there.
Torrance held an open house and car show at the City Yard recently. The event included an environmental fair and a disaster preparedness expo. The environmental fair gave visitors information on natural landscaping techniques and water preservation. There were displays on green home improvement items such as energy-efficient appliances and information on how to help with energy conservation. The fair also showcased zero-emission electric vehicles and charging stations. The Disaster Preparedness Expo featured emergency equipment and disaster supplies. Kids were able to sit in fire trucks, EMT vehicles, and on police motorcycles. There was also an earthquake safety puppet show starring Elmo.
Elmo, what are you doing under the table?
Getting ready. Elmo practice what to do if earthquake happen now.
Oh, well, you're having an earthquake drill.
Right.
Elmo, that's a great idea, and you did the right thing. You went to the nearest safety spot.
Yeah. Now Elmo know about earthquake.
Public Works had a display showcasing their clean air technology buses and trucks. They also had an electrical shop tent demonstrating how traffic lights were previously operated before becoming computerized. For car lovers, there was a car show featuring several vintage automobiles, including 1930 Model A 4 two-door sedans. Kids were able to play dress-up as well as play games to win candy and prizes. For This Week in Torrance, I'm Maudette Lewis.
For more information, visit the city's website at torranceca.gov. Music, beer, and burgers, hopefully beef burgers. Sounds like a party. Reporter Alexa Sita takes us to the annual Downtown Sounds event.
This is our 8th year that we've done this, and it's grown significantly over the years. We have live music, we've got beer and wine, and nice barbecue that I'm going to start up in a little while.
Musicians played familiar favorites. People lined up for burgers prepared by the Buffalo Fire Department, and it was all to benefit Downtown Sounds.
We are celebrating the music in our schools.
Downtown Sounds not only celebrates music in our schools, but helps to keep it there by raising funds. With a crowd of nearly 300 guests, this event feels more like a party than your typical fundraiser, and that's why it's raised thousands for the Torrance Unified School District. For Torrance CitiCABLE, I'm Alexa Sita.
Thank you, Alexa. Looks like you were having a lot of fun there. Downtown Sounds is sponsored by the Torrance Rotary, the Torrance Educational Foundation, and the Depot Restaurant. Coming up, we'll tell you how residents are proactively preparing for a disaster, and they've been in Torrance for decades, but many locals have never heard of them. We'll take you to this women's facility.
Never look a howler monkey in the eye.
We built the entire library out of recycled bottles.
Fried ants are delicious.
We finished a clinic in a rainstorm.
Really? That was a confidence builder.
My students actually ended up teaching me. So I learned this dance. I'll show you this dance.
Yeah. In la keg, a la king.
The classroom was more of a
Class tent. Think managing a sales team is tough. Try working with 5 different villages.
My alarm clock was a rooster.
Beans for breakfast, beans for lunch, beans for dinner.
We ate a lot of beans.
I learned a 3rd language. My seatmate on the bus was a goat.
Always include the village elders. Always.
My morning commute was by canoe.
After 2 months, I was ready to quit, but after 2 years, I didn't want to leave.
I didn't know I had it in me.
Turn 2 years of service into a lifetime of experience.
I worry about my boyfriend. One minute he's supportive, the next minute everything is my fault. After he's had too many beers, he gets really angry and I become the target. My best friend, a social worker, told me to try Al-Anon family groups. It was a great relief to hear a new perspective for my problems. Are you troubled by someone's drinking? You might be surprised at what you can learn in an Al-Anon family group meeting from people just like you. Call 1-888-4-AL-ANON or visit alanonfamilygroups.org.
First Mayor Frank Scotto, then the board of the TUSD, and now the LA County Board of Supervisors addresses business leaders on the state of the county's economy at a recent luncheon. Reporter JZ Jeans takes us there.
On the heels of winning another term on the LA County Board of Supervisors, Supervisor Don Knabe was the keynote speaker at the Chamber of Commerce Lunch with Our Leader program.
Counties today are facing an array of financial challenges that require leaders to be even more creative, physically prudent, and strategic than ever before. Supervisor Knabe's leadership has ensured that Los Angeles County remains physically strong during the lean times and that our communities remain safe, healthy, and a place where businesses and our community can flourish and our families can thrive.
Mayor Frank Scotto and several council members were there to hear Supervisor Knabe discuss the current economic state in LA County, issues affecting LA County businesses, and what to expect in the year ahead. Supervisor Knabe said that legislation on the state and federal level will predict the year to come.
First of all, the biggest challenge that LA County has in the near future is the unknowns from the state of California on their inability to balance their budget and what those revenue cuts to us will be.
Despite the uncertainty of Supreme Court decisions, Knabe insists LA County must plan ahead, citing large county agencies that could be affected by budget cuts.
Realignment could be a very significant issue to county governments, particularly as it relates to jails and even some issues like foster care.
Supervisor Knabe said that LA County is currently one of the better off counties in California, with unemployment dropping just below 12% and more than 75% of new jobs coming from small businesses. He congratulated labor unions and urged that it's important to be proactive in solving state and county problems together.
I really think that at the end of the day, for the good of our state, for the good of government, the solutions are going to be from the bottom up because they're not coming from the top down.
For some residents, Supervisor Knabe is an invaluable leader.
Supervisor Knabe's speech was just fabulous. He's very positive. He's a real people person, and our community in the South Bay just appreciate everything he does for us.
Really impressed with his emphasis on helping out the business community in Torrance. He's really been an advocate, and it's greatly appreciated.
For This Week in Torrance, I'm Jay-Z Jeans.
Thank you, Jay-Z. The luncheon was sponsored by the Torrance Area Chamber of Commerce. The city's first responders are prepared for a natural disaster, but in a disaster's aftermath, these life-saving men and women will be asked to help hundreds of residents all at the same time. Reporter Ella Sagamonian takes us to a workshop that helps residents help themselves by being prepared.
We are taught to drop, cover, and hold during an earthquake. But once a natural disaster is over, do you know what to do? The Torrance Police Department held a disaster preparedness workshop for community members to learn how to organize for the unexpected.
We want to do this community outreach, let people know what we're going to do in the case of an emergency and what their role is in an emergency.
While police officers organize their efforts at the Emergency Operations Center, residents should be one step ahead by making sure they have the necessary items for recovery right in their homes. These include closed-toed sturdy shoes to prevent harm from broken glass, a hard hat to protect yourself from falling objects, gloves to help pull people out of rubble, a flashlight in case power goes out, a fire extinguisher to put out flames, and a whistle to alert others that you need help.
In the event of a natural disaster, it may take days for emergency responders to get to you and your family. So it's important that you reach out to those around you, your neighbors.
First responders, such as police officers, firemen, we're not going to be able to get to every call. So many residents are going to be on their own for 1 to 3 days before we can get to them or get help to them. So that's why it's important for them to know what to do to be self-sufficient in that time.
Neighbors Debbie and Layla found each other at the workshop and got to coordinating.
We're considering, well, maybe we'll do a neighborhood watch deal. And I mean, it's important. In an emergency, anything can happen and you could help.
The Disaster Preparedness Workshop encouraged residents to get involved with Map Your Neighborhood. The program verifies which neighbors need extra help and unites them to combine an equipment inventory to share. For Torrance City Cable, I'm Ella Sagamonian.
Thanks, Ella. For more information on how you can be prepared for a disaster, visit the Torrance Police Department's webpage at torranceca.gov/TPD. In the age of the internet, even education is caught up in the World Wide Web. Online courses have been offered by colleges for some time, and now a local teacher is using that same method in her high school English class. Reporter Ella Sagamonian meets this innovative educator.
Just because the classroom is empty doesn't mean it's not in session, because here at North High School, students now get a chance to take their classes online. North High students are taking on more responsibility by completing their English lessons unsupervised.
Students are learning to be really self-disciplined and responsible for their learning. That I'm really finding, I think, is helpful. It's a challenge at first. It's such a different experience for students that there's some bumps in the beginning of the year, but once they get into the habit of logging in regularly and checking their work and getting things turned in on time, that my sense is that's really rewarding and really shows a level of maturity and responsibility that they may not get as quickly in a traditional class.
I had to teach myself to go online every day and, okay, this is due tomorrow, let me turn this in, it's online.
Despite this lesson in discipline, the online class does cut out the social aspect a live classroom can bring.
They participate in discussion forums and answer questions and do some things so they can expand on their knowledge of what they're reading and what they're completing, and I give them feedback, but it is a different experience than a face-to-face discussion.
To make up for this missed personal connection, Ms. Stover monitors these discussion forums and assigns written assignments and audio-recorded speeches, making sure due dates are clearly marked, all while providing specific feedback.
I want them to know that there's a human behind what they're writing. So I really make an effort to not only read everything that they submit in writing, but to give them feedback and comments.
It shows that she reads everything, because there's something she'll be like, oh, in paragraph, such and such, I really like that you did this, and she'll, put in quotes or whatever, so it really helps me.
But one thing students can benefit from is a flexible schedule.
I play soccer and I do track, so sports a lot of times go until after school, so I can come in during lunch and I can use the laptops or after school.
I have a job, so it gives me more, time to turn in, English assignments.
But for her students' advantages, Ms. Stover must sacrifice her own personal time.
I really feel it's my responsibility to answer quickly. So I try to answer emails quickly. I check email on my phone. Like I said, I have my laptop open most of the evening. If they email me after 10, I'm already turned off my computer at that point, but I will answer them in the morning.
Despite this inconvenience, Ms. Stover realizes how important this classroom of the future is to her students. For Torrance City Cable, I'm Ella Sagamonian.
Thanks, Ella. This is the only online course available in the Torrance Unified School District for decades. There's a center in Torrance that has been helping women for decades, but they are not well known by many in the community. Reporter Maudette Lewis tells us why the Pregnancy Help Center is so important.
The Pregnancy Help Center has been serving the South Bay community for over 35 years, and they're on a mission to let the community know they are a relevant, licensed medical facility that offers free and confidential pregnancy testing, as well as STD testing for men and women. They also provide free professional counseling, diapers, and classes for breastfeeding, prenatal care, and nutrition. Ultrasounds will be available by the end of the year. And the center is not just a place for teen pregnancy. The average client age spans from women in their 20s to early 40s. The center is staffed primarily by volunteers, and until recently has been limited in their efforts to promote the organization. Norma Grove joined the company earlier this year as their marketing and communications manager and is dedicated to spreading the word about the organization and their services. She says the center is an unknown gem in the community.
I think the tendency is to think that we're an older organization. We started in the 70s, but we have kept pace with what's going on in the world, and we understand the sexual and social challenges of women today.
Cara McManus says clients are not just a number when they come into their office. The staff remembers everyone's name and stays in contact with them until all of their needs have been met.
When they come in here, it's a place of compassion and love and non-judgmental. Our clients walk in and they feel that we're here to help.
Constance Leahy is a registered nurse and has been a volunteer at the center for 12 years.
I was a labor and delivery nurse for 30 years.
at a hospital, and I was going to retire, and I thought this was a place for me.
The center's goal is to listen to women and empower them to make choices they can live with. They help expectant mothers with maternity housing, adoption referrals, and insurance assistance. For This Week in Torrance, I'm Maudette Lewis.
Thank you, Maudette. The Nonprofit Center is open Monday through Friday from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. and Tuesdays from 6 to 8. For more information, visit phctorrance.org. Football star Junior Seau's recent suicide brought sports injuries back into the spotlight, and the traumatic head injuries that can be suffered in football have many players concerned about the future of the game. Reporter Charlena Brown tells us how one high school team is preventing injuries in their young players.
While high school football head injuries seem to be increasing, football safety is under serious scrutiny. Each year, there are about 67,000 concussions among high school players. West High's head coach says most injuries occur because of how the game is played today.
The speed of the game has improved so much that now the hits are high impact. So the head injuries, some of it might be, especially at this level, you've got young guys that aren't maybe getting their body in the proper position.
The proper technique of hitting is very important. Using arms and shoulders rather than leading with your head can help prevent most injuries.
I would say it starts with a stance, and it would lead to, where your head position is crucial. Keeping your head in a neutral position and using your arms to engage with the player rather than your head.
Concussions are the most common head injuries in football. It is very important that coaches, parents, and athletes learn the signs and symptoms. At West High, head injuries rarely occur, but if an accident happens, players are taken out of the game for up to 5 to 7 days.
Keeping young players safe requires a lot of attention from parents, coaches, and trainers, and following the proper protocols in case of an injury.
Although football is a contact sport and has extreme physical plays, players are always advised of hard hits. But quarterback Joey Notch says he's not worried.
I'm not really worried about hitting hard. I expect to get hit hard. I'm back there just standing there. Guys are going to hit me, but I'm not too worried about getting hit hard. I can take it.
While other players feel differently.
Being a lineman, I get hit every play, and it's not fun getting hit hard, so I'd rather give than receive.
According to the CDC, if an athlete has a concussion, a 4-step action plan should be implemented. Remove the athlete from play, make sure the athlete is evaluated by a healthcare professional, inform the athlete's parents about the possible concussion and give them a fact sheet, and keep the athlete out of play until a doctor has evaluated the concussion. At home, a parent should monitor the behavior of the player until things are better. For This Week in Torrance, I'm Charlena Brown.
Thank you, Charlena. For more information on the prevention of head injuries, visit cdc.gov/concussion. Coming up, if you have old photos of Torrance and they could win you a great prize, we'll give you the details after the break.
A picture is worth 1,000 words. Every day, millions of children and adults face orthodontic problems, such as unhealthy bites, misaligned jaws, and poor mouth function. These problems can detract from dental, physical, and emotional health, but long-term health troubles like these can be prevented. Detection and treatment by an orthodontist is the key to correcting these problems and achieving a healthy, beautiful smile. An orthodontist is the only healthcare professional who specializes in the field of orthodontics. These doctors are dentistry's experts, with 2 to 3 years of advanced, specialized education beyond dental school. They straighten teeth and align jaws each and every day by dedicating their practices to the field of orthodontics. A healthy, attractive smile is a priceless asset in life. Put yours in the care of the most qualified professional. For more information, visit braces.org.
Hey! Ooh. Baby Eddie, meet
Baby Maya.
Oh, it's for us.
Your baby's getting text messages?
Yeah, I signed us up for Text for Baby. We get free text messages every week. Look.
A car seat for the hospital. That's a great reminder. How do we sign up?
Text BABY to 511411 and you'll get free health and safety tips every week.
Okay, we're signed up. Look!
That's one smart baby.
Just like her mom.
The Summer Youth Dodgeball League is scheduled to begin Saturday, July 7th. If you have a child in 2nd through 8th grade, you can sign them up for the league now through June 28th. Walk-in and phone-in registration is available at the Recreation Office located in the West Wing of Torrance City Hall. You can mail in or fax your registration as well. Information on the league can be found in the summer issue of Torrance Seasons. For more information, please call 310-618-2720. If you have photos that were taken in Torrance over the last 100 years, share your memories and submit your pictures to the Centennial Photo Contest. Prizes and recognition will be awarded in the categories People, Landmarks, and Business. An exhibit will be held at the Toyota Automobile Museum in July featuring the contest winners. Submissions will be accepted through June 30th. For more information, visit our TorrancePhotos.com. And speaking of photos, you may have heard of Where's Waldo. Now here's your chance to find out Where's Jared. As part of the ongoing Centennial celebration, the community can participate in the Where's Jared photo location contest. All you have to do is email your best guess as to where the weekly picture was taken. Just visit torrancecentennial.org and click on Where's Jared to view the photos. Each week you'll have a chance to win either a Centennial t-shirt, visor, or tote bag. The contest runs until October 22nd. And that's going to do it for us on This Week in Torrance. I'm Ben McCain. If you've missed any portion of our show, you can catch us again at 11 a.m. and 6 p.m. Thanks for joining us, and we'll see you next time.